The YNW Melly trial has baffled the music industry, and it's safe to say that the courtroom drama has not disappointed. The trial centers on the famous rapper YNW Melly, whose real name is Jamell Maurice Demons, and his alleged involvement in a double homicide that occurred in 2015. Throughout the trial, emotions have been running high, with both the prosecution and the defense presenting their arguments and evidence to the jury. However, as we delve into the details of the trial, it becomes evident that certain aspects have raised eyebrows and caused tension among the legal teams. In the previous video, we found that YNW Melly was arrested and his trial had started. In this part, we discover the ultimate end of this case, from intense testimonies to critical evidence. Join us as we dissect the gruesome tale of the YNW Melly murder trial. Day 3. In our previous video, we discussed the court proceedings to the second day of the trial. Our video continues from the day 3 of the proceeding. It became clear from the start that there was a sheer lack of evidence. There was no murder weapon present for testing and tracking purposes. Conclusive bullet matching and trajectory analysis was limited and caused doubt about the accuracy and influence of forensic evidence on Melly's verdict. Gunpowder residue on his hands and glass fragments presented by forensic specialists added an extra complexity that complicated matters further. Day 4. Day 4 proved shocking for Melly's legal team when the prosecution unexpectedly called in Melly's girlfriend's mother as a witness without prior warning. They asked improper and prejudicial questions that resulted in a mistrial motion and raised serious doubts about its fairness.
When you first took the stand, you said, "I feel threatened."
Yes, sir, I did.
This prosecutor.
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
Melly's trial became even more charged as evidence was presented through Snapchat videos. Social media played an instrumental role in spreading the word among supporters. Many users expressed both support for Melly and harsh opinions against him during his ordeal. Day 5. On Day 5, the judge denied the mistrial motion and resumed court with its usual back and forth between prosecution and defense lawyers. The court resumes a chess match between the prosecution and defense, where phone records from T-Mobile are presented. Melly's defense team has been trying to avoid these records in court for a long time. The cross-examination of the witness is interesting, with the defense trying to question the accuracy and reliability of the technology used. During the trial, various witnesses, including an FBI agent, testify about cell phone tracking and analysis. The defense objects to the admissibility of certain reports, and there's a discussion about the relevance of the evidence presented. However, the defense tries to argue that the phone records might not belong to Melly, while the prosecution insists on their relevance and accuracy. Day 6. On the 6th day of the case, another key point of contention was brought to light. During the trial, DNA analysis was presented by the prosecution. A DNA analyst from the BSO crime lab testified about the DNA found on various items, including a water bottle, sneakers, a yellow jacket, and a Gatorade bottle. The analyst's findings indicated that the DNA from the crime scene belonged to the alleged victims of the shooting. However, the defense raised questions about the timing and accuracy of the DNA analysis. The defense team pointed out that some DNA evidence was submitted for analysis years after the murder had taken place, which raised concerns about the reliability of the results. Additionally, there were discrepancies in the DNA analysis process, with the analyst first stating that the DNA did not match Jamell Demons, and then later confirming that it could have been a contributor to the DNA found at the scene. Day 7. On Day 7, the prosecution continued its allegation that the murders had been carried out to advance gang interests, prompting contentious debate over film messages presented as evidence by both sides. Yet again, the defense argues for the irrelevancy of these films as proof against prosecution claims. Undercover detective Thomas Jane testified wearing a mask to conceal his identity due to a bounty on him, violating their right to confront their accusers. Additionally, this expertise was questioned because he had never infiltrated a gang. Day 9. On Day 9, phone records and evidence regarding YNW Melly's alleged membership of an underground criminal gang were presented. Additionally, the defense attorney challenged the detective's expertise and timing related to this case. Medical examiners provided specific details regarding the victim's injuries and the proximity of the shooter. However, cross-examinations revealed concerns over the collection and testing for gunshot residue, on the clothing and hair of the victims. Here again, the defense attorney challenges its reliability by questioning any forensic analysis. They reported that under cross-examinations, asserting the precise sequence of injuries and the shooter's distance from victims was hard to explain. Day 11. On day 11, Sergeant Williams provided testimony regarding the reconstruction of the crime scene and asserting it wasn't a drive-by shooting, an essential factor for the prosecution's claim. The prosecution presented pictures of Melly's phone as evidence, hoping to establish it was his. However, the defense raised objections regarding its relevance and authenticity, asserting it wasn't his phone after all. Security footage showing the red car linked to this incident was shown in court, yet its details could not be made out. Therefore, the court decided jurors could see it during the trial week for better clarity. The defense expressed concerns that seeing the car covered with blood could alter their perception of this case and possibly influence a verdict. As the trial progressed, Melly's defense claimed prosecutors were using his persona and lyrics against him to cast an unfavorable light upon him and portray him negatively. Trayvon Glass, an associate and friend of YNW Melly, took the stand. However, he appeared nervous and gave vague responses as both parties sought information regarding another crime in which he had reportedly been implicated.
You smoke a lot of marijuana, right?
Possibly. I smoke when I smoke.
You smoke when you smoke?
Yeah.
And when's that?
When I smoke.
As the day concluded, the court adjourned for the week so the jury could take time to reflect upon all the evidence presented thus far. With the day complete and jury deliberations underway, the court receded for a week so each side could review the evidence presented thus far and prepare for their closing arguments. Day 12. On day 12, Trayvon Glass made an appearance before the jury. His testimony caused much debate as it appeared hesitant and uncertain to both the prosecution and defense alike. Trayvon expressed fear about getting arrested again as he's already out on bail for another crime, fearful it will compromise his credibility as a witness in this investigation. However, during the defense cross-examination, objections were raised regarding Trayvon's credibility and potential biases or prejudices that may exist within society. Trayvon was seen viewing his trial live via social media platforms such as Facebook live streams. This could call into question his credibility as a witness in court proceedings. Trayvon provided details regarding who was present on the night of the incident and any clothes Melly needed post-shooting changes. Day 15. Day 15 opened up a new Pandora's box. The prosecutor presented evidence showing a self-incriminating message between Melly and another rapper. It was sent the morning after the murder, where Melly seems to admit guilt by writing, "I did that," and then adding, "shush" in it. Melly's attorney effectively cross-examined Melly's lead detective, pressing him on investigation tactics and potential suspects. The detective shared details on the difficulties associated with pinpointing phone locations using cell tower information, providing more insights into this investigation. The detective faced allegations that she threatened witnesses to obtain information and did not thoroughly pursue specific leads, such as searching a house for evidence. During searches, the defense attorney stressed the lack of evidence found, including finding only 2 phones and black holsters, which cast doubt over the thoroughness of the investigation. Day 16. Day 16 marked a historic milestone in this trial as both sides rested their cases and made presentations of the evidence. Melly's friend Adrian Davis, who was also present at the studio, took to the stand and provided his version of events contrary to the prosecutor's offer as evidence. Davis appeared uncertain and tentative during cross-examination, raising serious doubts about his credibility as a witness. Davis confirmed he visited Melly's house and met with other friends of Davis's in August 2018 before attending their studio, which did not experience any arguments or fights at that time. Additionally, all parties seemed amicable. Davis indicated he wasn't aware of any problems with Melly's phone during the incident, contrary to earlier testimonies. Davis was found inconsistent in his statements during the trial. During his testimony, he brought up Melly's missing phone for the first time, which cast doubt upon his reliability as an independent witness. On July 22nd, after 3 days of indecision by a jury, rapper YNW Melly's double murder trial ended in a mistrial. It was confirmed there was a hung jury, meaning the jurors were unable to reach a verdict. However, a mistrial is not a guarantee that Melly is innocent or free of charges. In fact, he's still charged with these accusations. In addition, regardless of how the lawyers may take on the trial, Melly would be dealing with a different jury. On the next trial, it's going to be totally different, as there will be 12 jurors who will be hearing different arguments in a different procedure in a different manner. If you like this video, consider subscribing to keep updated on our new releases. Comment down below any case you want us to cover next. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe out there.